And we're back in the studio. This is Fix My Biz, and today we're talking dope. A pretty cool downtown shop owned by Andile, aka Scotch Tele. You feeling good?
I'm feeling cooler, man.
No, that's awesome. And of course, we have in tow, as per usual, our BizWiz team. Bill, you feeling cool?
I'm cool and I'm dope.
You're cool and you're dope.
That's
okay,
right.
You're taking things to another level. And Thane, welcome back as well.
Thank you. Good to be here. I'm going to help both of these guys cope.
We have in studio also a special guest from Nedbank Small Business Services in the form of Smallbiz. Gunze, how are you doing?
The only time I feel safe to say I'm cool and dope.
Let's talk about this business a little bit. I mean, concept is strong. That's what hits me when I walk through your shop. Okay, but sometimes, I'll start with you, Thane. Sometimes concept can affect your business, the bottom line, your finances, stock management, etc. Talk about that.
You know, Andile has to keep a lot of stock and inventory in his shop. And very often that has an impact upon cash flow. So when we did Andile's calculations, I found that his stock turnover was a little bit slow. And that creates a cash flow problem for him.
Turnover being the speed with which stock actually comes in and out of your store?
Bill's got a lovely word for it. He says the stock spin. So the stock is not spinning fast enough. He has to have the volume, but it needs to get out of the store faster.
Why do you need so much though?
Because basically we gotta stay cool. We gotta stay fresh every single time. We gotta stay ahead of the market because we are for trendsetters.
But then, Smallbiz, can your dream and your passion coexist? I mean, with financial sort of sustainability? I mean, it sounds like it's one versus the other, almost.
Absolutely. You know, I think, Andile, it's fair to say that I'm inspired seeing youth in our country getting into the strides that they are.
And sometimes priorities can't be made.
At a certain point, it's going to have a cash flow problem. That's one of the key challenges that we identified.
But in alleviating, cash flow issues, at the center of that is working out how to get that stock to move faster. Is that not so?
If you put more people through the door, you're going to sell more. Now, one of the things with Andile is that, it's breadth. So because it's really an upper end, unique product, he has to have the breadth, which does create less turnover, of the stock. But he needs more people in there. So what we need to do is get out there and bring them in. And one of the suggestions that I would have is that in that downtown core, what he needs to do is cross-market, cross-sell with other businesses that have the same kind of customers coming there. So a dozen or two other businesses he cross-markets and cross-promotes to bring them in. Maybe he can take and put a tabloid together, and it could be called Cool News. Yeah, and it could be just 4 pages, but
that
it's on
everyone
newsprint.
Contributes to, like businesses in his area contribute to,
yes,
and
it's got articles in it about being cool, and there could be pictures of people. There's lots of things he could do with it, and he can hand it out, and they can be handed out in those stores. So that's a way a small business can do something without money, putting the effort in and putting it together.
And I know what a lot of people watching are thinking. They're thinking, if you're downtown, surely the volumes of people out there make business, really, the foot traffic issue a foregone sort of a non-issue, really. And you're thinking, well, he's downtown, he's got all the people he needs, but not so. I mean, sometimes it really does take that much extra creativity to make something work.
Absolutely, not quite as simple as it seems at first. So clearly, in a highly competitive environment, collaboration is the key theme. So he not only needs to get it done on his own, there are people who are taking the similar market, who have got other product propositions out there that he then needs to pull his product offering together, use what Bill calls the tabloid, set this new thing called cool, and then take that to market in a way that no one has ever done it.
Yeah. And then, of course, look, being creatively oriented myself, I know how easily it is to get carried away with, the creative side of the business, what you love, and they'd rather not do that. How do you get over that? And how do you set yourself up? I know you've got some fantastic ideas about where he can go to up his sort of game in terms of running a business as a businessman.
Yeah. Andile has indicated that he's quite keen to learn more about business. So Andile, a business management course, it's a 6-month course, will be able to assist you to identify those issues in your stock turnover. We'll be able to help you identify those expense issues that are affecting your cash flow. For example, I know that your computer system and your admin system is relatively non-existent. So if you had to put together a computer system where you could go in on a weekly basis, you need to check your bank statements on a weekly basis if you're working from a check account. And leaving it to the end of the month doesn't work. You need to monitor that cash flow.
And you need help, essentially. I mean, he's obviously really good at what he does. He'll blow the sneakers off anyone else in this business. Excuse the pun. Told you about those puns, dude. But I mean, that's the thing. You have to make an effort. You need to go to places and people and institutions that can help you get the knowledge you need.
Absolutely.
And another very important thing for Andile is he needs to comply with the Basic Conditions of Employment Act. And a lot of small businesses do not have the basics in place.
Even as small as he is?
As small as he is, he needs to have the Basic Conditions of Employment notice displayed in his business. He needs to have employment contracts for his staff, and he needs to have grievance disciplinary procedures in place. So unfortunately, Andile, part of being cool is you have to work on that other aspect of the business.
Well, we have to wrap this up, but I mean, last thing, let's talk about him educating people on the concept. Now, I'll tell you, I mean, I've been around town, I've been around South Africa, and I've been to quite a few places in the world, and this shop is pretty cutting edge. It's pretty forward-thinking stuff, but perhaps its audience doesn't quite understand what he's trying to do. He has to do a little more to educate, on the concept cool, on dope.
One of the things I really would recommend that Andile consider doing is investing in simple computer and capability. Understand which stock came on which dates, understanding what his markup and gross margin is, and tracking that stock. That's going to then enable him, as he delves further into understanding that stock, to know which lines are moving and which ones move faster. And therefore, he starts projecting and determining which demand patterns or which areas stimulate more demand in his business.
And he can
because I think he has got
that.
better insights into the target market that he's targeting.
Yes, well, I mean, gentlemen, look, I mean, concept is strong, let's be honest. But concept alone won't cut it. Concept alone won't cut it. It probably speaks now to the ratings that you gave him earlier on. I mean, how do you feel about those ratings? I mean, are you getting a much better understanding of where they're coming from in terms of rating your business, quite frankly, below average?
Well, I mean, I understand, I know our store is cool, but it's just understanding the business aspects of it. That's why I'm on this show. Absolutely. And that's the most important thing, is that I'm not running a cool, I'm running a business. Right. And that's why I'm on Fix My Biz, because I need to understand the business part of it. And everybody knows that we are a cool store.
Well, look, are you ready for the changes this is going to bring? We only do so much. We empower you. But are you ready to take this on and make this happen?
I'm ready.
All right, then. Let's go and fix his biz.